Good morning. It's 9 a.m. and I will call to order the meeting of the Saline County Board of Commissioners. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Shadwick, Commissioner Sparks,
Here.
Commissioner Vidrickson,
Here.
Commissioner Weiss, Commissioner White.
Here. Will you please stand for the flag salute and remain standing for the moment of silence? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If everyone can make sure that all microphones, phones, and other electronic devices are muted when you are not speaking so that remote observers can hear the proceedings clearly, I would appreciate it. Now, if Brad, our IT director, could instruct everyone on how to raise their hand in the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning.
Everyone would hit the raise hand function at the bottom of your control panel whenever you want to speak. We will ask you to unmute, say your words, and then mute your microphone again. Thank you.
And thank you. Don't know if that's Phil or Lauren, but Lauren, yeah, thank you, Phil, Lauren. At this time, we will is there any citizen that would like to speak on county government business that is not on our agenda today? Seeing none, we'll move into the consent agenda. Is there anyone from the commission that'd love to speak or to remove any items from the agenda, consent agenda? At this time, there is none at this time, so I'd take a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented, which includes the approval of tax roll adjustments, public forum agenda as presented.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor of approving the consent agenda as read, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. At this time, we'll move into the action items. Item 1.
RFA 284-21, Timekeeping Software, Marilyn Leamer, Human Resources Director.
Good morning, Marilyn.
Good morning, Commissioners. Saline County currently utilizes paper timesheets for employee timekeeping. This creates several potential points of error in accurately recording employees' time worked. The county has, for several years, considered upgrading to an automated timekeeping system to improve accuracy. There are 2 vendors of such systems that have an existing interfaces with the county's payroll system, which is CIC, or Computer Information Concept. One of those vendors, Time Clock Plus, is the most widely used among counties our size, and this is procured through CIC. Therefore, a competitive procurement process was not conducted for this recommended purchase. As discussed with commissioners on November 23rd and again last week, the county is fortunate to have adequate funding at the end of the current year to move forward with 3 modernization projects. This is the final such project and contracts for implementation and annual support of the attached for your commission's consideration. The alternatives for action is to authorize the chair to sign the attached contracts with CIC for implementation and annual maintenance of Time Clock Plus as an addition to our existing software platform, or defer consideration of this purchase into the 2023 Technology Improvement Plan budget process. This would provide sufficient time to conduct a competitive procurement process. The staff recommendation is to recommend authorizing the chair to sign the attached contracts for implementation and annual maintenance. This will advance project implementation by at least a year and allow for utilization of existing resources. The budget impact on this would be $65,635. This would be funded from existing unspent budget appropriation in the General Courthouse Department. This system would also increase our annual maintenance costs for CIC by $3,775, which be included in future budgets. Available for questions.
Marilyn, if we do go forward with this, when would this be implemented?
CIC currently has us on their schedule for training on February 20th, I believe,
So it'd be a
mid-February.
couple of months yet?
Yes, it would.
Or a little more. Well, I certainly think we're way past time to get something like this done. Yes, $65,000 is a lot to let loose of, but the important number is going forward from there, this is the $3,700 annual cost that it has to deal with this. And I think the timing is good. Our budget will cover it, and it's time for us to move into the 21st century in regards to this. And I think everyone knows what happens if there are mistakes, so.
And jumping on to Commissioner Vidrickson's statement there, the $3,775, is that all that would be, because there's no software maintenance? I mean, is this just all there is to the addition every year? Is this $3,700 increase?
Yeah, that's the annual maintenance fee.
Annual maintenance fee. So once we buy this software, all it is just a maintenance fee upgrade for,
Of this, yes.
okay. And on that, every time, let's step back and say that we have a maintenance or they change the software a little bit, then do we pay for more training on to getting that also?
I guess it would depend on if they enhance the product that would require training.
Okay.
Yeah, CIC has a number of things that they do for all their different modules on an annual basis. They do a user conference. Last 2 years it's been online, but normally it's in Wichita every year for all the Kansas counties, and we usually send a couple people to that.
Okay.
And then they do update trainings like for budget, for payroll. They will do an annual update for those folks. It's just part of the service.
And that's just all
we
online?
do pay them quite a bit of money every year
Yeah.
to, but that's part of what they provide.
Great. Thank you. That sounds like a very efficient way to do it. Yes, thank you.
Do you have any idea how long Saline County's been affiliated with CIC?
Going off, I'm thinking around 2005 timeframe.
Sounds about right. I'm just curious.
Okay. Any other discussion or comments by the commission? Anyone from the public who'd wish to speak? I will bring it back to the commission for discussion or possible action.
Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve by signature the peopleware agreement with the CIC as presented by staff.
Second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve RFA number 284-21, Timekeeping Software. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marilyn. Good luck on that. Item 2.
RFA 285-21, Special Alcohol and Parks and Rec Fund Allocation. Philip Smith Haynes, County Administrator.
Good morning, Mr. Administrator.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. The county receives disbursements each year of taxes that are collected from the sale of alcohol, and pursuant to state law, there is a distribution formula for how those funds must be spent. Part of it goes into our general fund, but part of it must be deposited into special funds. One is a fund that is used for treatment or prevention of alcoholism and drug abuse, and another is a fund that is used to fund park and recreational type activities. So it has been the process in Saline County for a number of years to solicit requests for utilization of those funds every other year, and then just roll forward in the sort of off year with whatever has been requested. And so we did this in 2019. Solicited requests for the 2020 and 2021 program years, and then this fall we solicited again for 2022 and 2023. last time in 2019, there were 6 folks who applied for special alcohol and drug and 4 that applied for special parks and rec. This year, 1 dropped out of each pool, so we have 5 for special alcohol and drug and 3 for special parks and rec. They all applied, all of the applicants applied for more money than we have available. This funding has been sort of trending down for a number of years. So did speak with our subcommittee of Commissioners Weiss and Shadwick and talked about doing a proportional share for each of the programs, which is what we had done 2 years ago as well. So that is the recommendation. You can see in the RFA dollar amounts for 2022 and then percentage amounts that would be carried into 2023. And I'd be happy to go through what the funding's requested for or answer any other questions that the commission might have.
Go ahead.
Phil, I mean, I see that it says that the proceeds must be used to support services or programs whose principal purpose is alcoholism, drug abuse prevention, et cetera. And I'm just wondering, I mean, obviously, some of these are pretty obvious why they fit here, but I was wondering about Kansas Wesleyan University. Do they have a program or something? Or
Yes, it is. That request is support the cost of 2 courses on addiction counseling.
From the counselor side?
Yes.
I see. Okay, that answers my question. Thank you.
Okay. A quick question is that since these are appropriated or you've went out for solicitation every other year or every 2 years, and if 1 or 2 drop out and somebody, new applicant comes on board, is that possible that one of those could fill in one of those that dropped out?
Yeah, this year we didn't have any new applicants, but we always send it out to more than just the folks. We have a whole list of folks that we send to that is bigger than the ones who've applied, and we also post it on our website as well. So anybody new is welcome to apply, and just nobody did.
Okay.
It's not a lot of money.
Yep.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Any other?
Thanks to the committee for reviewing the apps and making the recommendation. I think they're spot on.
All right. Any other questions or comments by the commission? Anyone from the public who'd wish to speak in regards? Seeing none, I will bring it back to the commission for possible action.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve the allocations of funds as outlined in RFA 28521.
And I will second that motion.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve RFA number 285-21, Special Alcohol in Parks and Rec Fund Allocation. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All
Aye.
opposed, same sign. Oh,
Monty joined.
oh, Monty's here now. Okay. Motion carries. We will move into informational items. Item 1.
Commissioners' comments?
I have a question of staff or the acting clerk. The election office sent out postcards this last week for election information. I know I received 3 at my address, and we've lived here 27 years. What is the process of cleaning up the registration rolls, and what are the statutes of what we are able to do and not able to do? And if you can't answer that today, then it's just something I'd like to know down the road.
That would, I can answer a little bit about that, but probably Jamie Doss, the county clerk, could probably go into more detail with you. I can tell you the postcards were part of what's called an NCOA mailing that has to be done each year, and that is something to help update our list as needed. And so that's why those were sent out. But I will certainly pass on to her to have come and get on the agenda and maybe speak to you more about kind of the details and the statutes that go along with that.
Because I did read a study that there's 353 U.S. counties in 29 states that have voter registration rates that exceeded 100% of the voting eligible population. And I just, again, I've been here 27 years, and it's a cost factor too. Why are we sending out things for people that obviously don't live here? And if Jamie could update the commission on the process of getting, one of them has passed away, two of them have passed away. How does that work? So I'd appreciate follow up on that. Thank you.
My question following up on what he said is, who is that funded by, the mailings? Is that funded by the county, or is that a federal funding? Where do we get the money?
We don't get federal funding for elections. That's a statutory requirement for counties.
So Mr. Taxpayer pays for that mailing. I think he brings up a valid question. I received the same ones, not exact same ones, but more than I should have at my house too.
Okay. Any other comments? Item number 2.
Announcements.
I'll just announce that the building will be closed on Friday. The New Year's Day 22 falls on a Saturday this year, so we will have one extra closure day in 21, which will be this Friday, New Year's Eve.
And are we closed Monday also again? Well, Monday will,
We will be open next
Okay.
Monday. Yeah.
All right.
We get 2 days off at Christmas, but only 1 for New Year's.
okay. Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, at this time, we'll move into a study session. Item 1.
Community Corrections Advisory Board expression of interest forms. Michelle Callan.
Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. I am here in lieu of our Director, Annie Grievous. We have recently had one of our advisory board members has resigned. His name is Rex Searley, and I'm going to apologize from the beginning if I pronounce anyone's name incorrectly. Therefore, we will need to have a replacement member appointed to our board. We've reviewed the expression of interest forms from several community members. The applications that we got came from, again, I apologize if I mispronounce anyone's name, Mercedes Baldwin, Edward Seymour, Raymond Prasnewski, and also Robert Collier. So after reviewing those applications, we are recommending that Robert Collier be appointed to our advisory board. He currently works for CAPS. The member who has resigned, Rex Searley, worked for CAPS as well. We work with CAPS very closely. We have a lot of interaction with their agency, and this position in particular refers people to our agency. So we do work very closely with them. We feel like having a member from their agency on our board is very valuable for us. So we would recommend that Mr. Collier be the appointee to our board.
Okay.
I assume that has to come via an RFA next week, or
Yes, there would, if that's the will of the commission. The point of, obviously, the study session is for the department to receive feedback from you if you don't like their recommendation, and then we will follow up with a resolution of appointment.
well, I appreciate the fact that our departments and agencies come forward with recommendations rather than, I mean, they've obviously studied it, know the people, probably more so than we do at the commission level. So thanks for coming and doing that.
You're welcome.
What are the numbers of the board?
It's a good question. I want to say 23-ish.
Wow.
We have a large advisory board. So off the top of my head, I don't know, but if I were to take a stab in the dark, I would say 23 probably, around that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would suggest we go ahead and prepare a resolution for next week and possible action.
And in looking at the applicants, I mean, it was interesting, that the applicants that was here is that, and I agree, I think that this would be a good one to move forward with. So I'm with that also.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
You're welcome.
And you have a Happy New Year.
You too.
Any other comments or questions? If not, this meeting is adjourned.